Humans had once been trapped by ancient evil creatures and raised like animals inside a place called Kilon. Every day, people were forced to stand in front of a giant mirror to entertain the monsters. Behind the one-way mirror, those creatures watched every move humans made. And strangely, they wanted to become human themselves. Anyone who tried to escape found themselves trapped in a looping and could survive outside. The forest belonged entirely to the monsters. Kilon was the only safe place. If you didn't return before sunset, death was certain. To stay alive, everyone had to follow 3 rules. Never turn your back to the mirror. Doing so would anger the creatures. The monsters slept during the day and woke at night. As long as you stayed inside Kilon and didn't provoke the creatures, you would survive longer. But everything changed because of a girl named Mina. One day, she was asked to deliver a golden parrot to a zoo in Ireland. It was a full day's journey from her home. While passing through a thick forest, her car suddenly broke down. She grabbed the birdcage and walked to look for help. But the deeper she went, the stranger things felt. No people, no houses, only endless fog. And evening was coming fast. She turned back, but the trees all looked identical. She kept walking, and found herself circling in place, trapped in a supernatural maze. The sun was sinking. The 4 of them lined up neatly. Only then did Madeline explain everything. Behind the mirror lived a group of creatures called Watchers. They stared hungrily at the humans all night. The cabin was safe, but only if the Watchers could see the humans clearly. So they had to stand there for 10 long hours, until sunrise finally forced the Watchers away. After surviving the night, Mina still didn't believe any of it. She thought the others were paranoid. More, she saw horrifying visions from her own past. She ran toward the sunlight, trying to escape both the forest and her guilt, only to find herself trapped at the edge of a cliff. The forest behind her looked exactly the same as last night. This time, the fear was real. Kira danced to entertain them. Because, just like humans enjoy watching kittens, the Watchers enjoyed observing every tiny action of humans. Another peaceful night passed. The next morning, Kira took Mina out, telling her she had been stuck here for 5 months. She still had hope because she believed that as long as the sun rose, there was a chance to escape. She showed Mina the underground tunnels, the monsters' nests. The tunnels connected beneath the entire forest. When night arrived, creatures crawled out from everywhere. That night, Mina tapped them. Were the monsters real? Or was Madeline lying? What would happen if someone broke the rules? She tied a rope around her waist, fastening the other end to a tree. Daniel helped lower her into one of the dark tunnels. She was warned to stay in the sunlight, but she ignored it, lighting a small fire and walking deeper inside. She found an old newspaper about a failed peace negotiation, broken cameras, a dusty teddy bear, and a bicycle. Before climbing out, she asked Daniel to bring the items out first. At that moment, she felt something watching her from the darkness. She called Daniel's name in fear. Just before she found the items in the forest, Madeline sensed something was wrong, but Mina refused to explain. Daniel repaired a camera and set it up outside the door to record the Watchers. But that night, nothing came. No sounds, no tapping. Then a knock. Madeline refused to open the door. She insisted no human could survive outside summer. But the weather grew colder. Days became shorter. Food became scarce. Hope was fading. Daniel, frustrated with Madeline's rules, argued with her constantly. Kira was drowning in grief. Mina comforted her, then saw Daniel tying Madeline up. After Mina freed her, Daniel locked both women outside just as the sun was setting. Monsters were waking. They hid inside the hollow of a rotting tree, covering themselves with a decaying smell to mask their human scent. Mina finally saw a Watcher. It had long, thin limbs, a stretched-out body, and hair draping over its face. A horrifying, twisted figure. The creature realized there were fewer humans inside Kilon and signaled to others. They surrounded the cabin. Daniel shouted that Madeline and Mina weren't inside. The watchers ran into the forest to find them. Madeline and Mina rushed back, begging Daniel to open the door. At sunrise, following the professor's instructions, they passed marker 134 and chased the golden parrot's flight path toward freedom, full with humans, until humans feared their power and sealed them underground. The imprisoned Fae lost their wings, their abilities, and after centuries, climbed back out, seeking revenge. As they neared the forest's edge, rain poured and the sky darkened. Madeline urged them not to look back. At last, they reached a boat, but Daniel, walking at the back, heard Kira's husband calling for help. Wanting to save him, he ran back, and she caused her mother to crash the car. Her mother died. Her sister was scared. Mina carried guilt for 15 years, never daring to visit her mother's grave. The next day, she went to the university to find the professor's files. She discovered shocking truths. Humans and Fae were once close, some even lovers. Their half-human, half-Fae children could walk in daylight and shapeshift. She found a photo of the professor's wife, who looked exactly like Madeline. But the real wife had died long ago. The professor had tried to resurrect her through the Fae but failed. He kept a half-Fae child in Kilon, someday find the love and belonging he longed for. She reconnected with her sister, choosing to heal instead of hiding. This film may look like a high-concept horror story, but at its core, it is about loneliness, guilt, identity, and the desire to belong. In the final shot, Madeline appears as a little girl following Mina, a creature who still longs for human warmth. Sometimes monsters seem more human than people, and sometimes people are far more monstrous than the creatures they fear.